This one, scary headline, shock value headline for sure, from Adweek,
Mm-hmm.
that 65% of marketing jobs may not survive AI. And that is basically in Anthropic, which is Claude, the parent company. They did a survey on this. And I found it fascinating. And, and again, this is scary because we're all marketers here. And we own a digital marketing agency. They were saying, geez, our jobs may not survive. I don't believe that. Because here's one thing. It's if you are a marketer, let me just break it down. Here's my opinion. If you're an in-house marketer and you work in a marketing department, make AI your mission to learn everything you can, as much as you can, and be the expert in your organization for AI. That's how you survive and you have a job, and then you become a bigger asset for your organization. On the flip side, if you are, again, if you're an AI, I would say if you're a in-house marketer, and let's just say you don't want to be the expert in AI, but you just want to use it. Demonstrate you can use it for productivity to increase your own productivity. You do your job better, right? And so that's where I see AI. And again, this is scary, right? It is scary, but it doesn't have to be if you embrace it and you use it and say, okay, this is a tool, right? Like, we're talking internally about a project that we just recently launched for our own company that would literally take maybe 3 months to do. We did in 1 week because we had AI help us. That's one example, right? And so the point is, learn to use AI. And then if you're in the camp, if you're a marketer and you're more old school, and you say, yeah, I don't want to do it, I don't believe it, blah, 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 well, then you may be part of it. You may not have a job, quite frankly. I mean, it's cold to say, but, it's kind of like the analogy I use is, and I'm old enough to remember this, when the internet didn't exist, and the internet first came out in the 90s, you had a slew of jobs that went away. Travel agents, they still exist, but they're nothing like they used to be. You had travel agents, map makers. When was a cartographer, right? When was the last time you heard someone being a map maker, right? You go to Google Maps, right? So it's like those jobs went all away. But what innovation and technology does is it breeds a whole nother segments of new jobs. Like all of us here, yes, we're marketers. We went to school for marketing. We have marketing backgrounds. Would we, if internet did not exist, if digital didn't exist, would we work in marketing? Yes, we would. But would we work to the extent that we did? Probably not. Right? And so that's my point. My point is, this doesn't have to be scary if you don't let it be scary and embrace change. Like this is happening whether we like it or not. So you can fight it as much as you like. And I tell people this all the time. You can fight it as much as you like. But those who embrace it and just keep their eyes forward and just continue to evolve with it and move with it, will grow and will be in a really good place long term. So, Catherine, John, what do you guys think on this?
Yes, I was going to say the same thing, and I have a personal story that goes along with this. When I first started my writing career, and I was a
Mm-hmm.
writer before I transitioned into marketing and have this job now, it was during the time where copywriters were still writing direct mail packages.
Yeah.
And it was really lucrative for a freelancer, for example, to do that. Well, midway through, like my second year in the business, that virtually disappeared as a profession and as an
Mm-hmm.
offshoot of copywriting, and was slowly being replaced by internet work.
Right.
And that's this.
Right.
I transitioned. I said, "Oh, okay, well, everything is different now. I have to learn a new thing." And so I
Right.
did, and I had that business for like 12 or 15 years before I worked here,
Yep.
and learned marketing along the way. And the more adaptable you are, the better, because the
Absolutely.
headline looks scary, but there's a however. How many jobs
Right.
will be created? If you're a
Right.
marketer that learns the new way, you're going to be looked at as indispensable, because now you're going to be somebody
Absolutely.
that's going to help navigate the company in this new era.
Yeah. John, what do you think? Because you're kind
Yeah.
of coming into this. during this period of time.
I have a lot of thoughts about this. I agree that it's going to end up cutting a lot of jobs. I think that
Mhm.
marketing teams are going to become smaller and larger
Mm.
companies are going to, trim the fat, so to speak, right?
Yep.
And fire a lot of people for people who might be willing to use AI and be more
Mhm.
productive because of it. But I also wonder, because a lot of companies want to create like AI marketing agents, right? I do wonder if marketers are going to be replaced with people who know computer science because, right, you need somebody to create those AI systems. A
Mhm.
traditional marketer's not going to know how to do that. So who are they going to hire to run those AIs, right?
Let me put you this way, John. I agree, but also I'm like, maybe not, because how many times have we've seen this? We'll work with a client. We'll say, "Oh, your content looks interesting. Who wrote your content? Oh, my web developer put my content up there."
Mhm.
Right? It's a similar analogy to that, where it's almost like, okay, I agree with you. They could, but you're still going to need strategists. You're still going to need someone that understands
Yeah,
business
and
great, well.
yeah, and that's
You
where
know?
like the
Yeah,
trimming of the fat comes in, where it's like,
exactly.
okay, it's going to be, maybe you'll have, somebody who created these, AI agents, and then you have a couple of marketers that know what they're doing, and then everyone else basically is
Yes.
somewhere else now, who knows what they're
Yeah,
doing.
yeah.
Mhm.
So the goal is to be one of those
Yep.
marketers that know what they're doing and embrace AI.
Mhm.
That's literally here, and we're doing that as an agency, right? So we're doing that. We're a digital marketing agency. We do everything traditional, right, for digital marketing, but we've embraced AI, but we know where the lines are, right? We're not going to use AI to give strategic direction. That's our jobs. As someone that, like I've been doing this for almost 30 years, 28 years. It's crazy to say it. Catherine's been doing it for probably just as long. So the point, and we have other members of the team that have been here just as long. So the point is, we're embracing the new, but yet we're leveraging the skill set of our experience. And I think that's the key here in order to survive if you're an in-house marketer. And if you're in an agency that's not adapting to any of this, then you may want to proactively look for a new job, well, quite frankly, because that agency's not going to be around long if unless you adapt.